Go on, what are you saying?
I have a red tail that was hit by a car and then was attacked by a dog when she was on the ground in shock from the head trauma. So she's not doing well at all. And it's alive. Barely. So I've been tube feeding her, but...
I'm gonna help. She's alive. Let's go.
Red tail. She was in the middle of a molt. So you can kind of see her tail there. See how... Oh, see how this feather's shorter? She's growing new tail feathers in. You can see it on this side too. These are her feet. She's actually stronger than she was yesterday.
Yeah, wait, she didn't do that?
Yeah. Good stuff. Alright, watch out.
Yay.
Yesterday I didn't even need gloves to handle her because she like couldn't move, so.
Yes, she's attacking us. Let's go.
So she's getting Pedialyte, water, and a formula mix that's made for carnivores, falcons and foxes and whatever we get in that really, really needs the extra minerals. And she's also getting an anti-inflammatory because she has a lot of head and neck trauma because of the dog.
Tina? Is her name Tina? Did you just name her, or have people been saying that? I haven't seen that anywhere. Now it is? Cool. Alright, Tina it is.
Tina, you are stronger than you were. For sure, for sure. It's a lot easier for me when you couldn't do that, actually. Okay. Easy peasy. Not a problem. Not Tina. Alright. Woo! Check that out.
He bit me. That's good, chat.
That's good.
Yeah.
Why?
I mean, she has more energy. She's getting stronger. She'll get more aggressive as her health comes back. Speaking of which, if you don't follow my Instagram, you should. It's Maya_Higa. I posted a picture of, or I posted a video of Tina today on my story, and she's doing miles better. She's like reaching for food now out of my hand. She's still not eating off tongs, but she reaches for solid food out of my hand now. I know I was tube feeding her for a week, but now she's not only eating solids, like being force fed, like I just have to hold them out and she takes them out of my hand. It's crazy to think about. A week ago she couldn't hold her head up. She was literally like laying with her head flat on the ground. I thought she was dead every time I went in there. So she's made huge changes. I'm so pleased and so proud of what's happening with that bird. It helps a lot that Tina is doing really well, like really well. I put her on my Instagram story again today. I ordered anklets for her today. She's eating out of the container now. She was just eating out of my hand, and she like reaches out for bits of food. I'll show you on my Instagram right now. I put it on my story. It's nuts. She has like almost a normal appetite. Crazy, right? Like, you guys remember what this bird looked like when I brought her on Miz's stream for the first time? She looked almost dead before. Yeah, no kidding. But yeah, so she's doing pretty well, and I'm very excited about it. She's so big. Yeah, check out this wingspan. I mean, she's an impressive bird.
There you go, miss.
Oh. Look at this. Looks like a bird, right? Oh, gosh, she's so much bigger than Bean. Bean was about 800 grams. She's like 1,300.
If good for you.
Crazy, right? This was, I mean, she ate 2 rats this morning. Will you eat not in my hand today? She's certainly sees it. Her keel at this point is, I'd say, about a 2, but she's gaining weight. She is gaining weight. With like the more that she doesn't like me touching that. Chill out, lady. You. The aggression is good though. If you're not usually here, a keel score is something that we use to figure out how much they weigh. So we rate them on a scale of 1 to 5, and the keel is a bone on their chest. So like a 1 is they're really skinny, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 is like chicken breasts, kind of obese. So she's about a 2. She came in at a 1, so she is gaining weight.
Wow.
I can't believe she's still alive. I can't believe she's like holding her head up at all and that she's like looking at me. Even you guys, like, not knowing that much about birds, you saw her when I brought her on stream. I mean, she was practically a dead bird. And at the center, before I brought her home, she was, like, they were going to euthanize her at the center when she came in because she was in such bad shape. So I'm shocked that she's still alive. You want to step on my glove? You've never done that. I know, it's asking for a lot. You think? Well done. Alright. Holy heavy. This is going to be a lot of bird to fly. The only issue that we might run into, if she survives, is that she's got neurological damage that I can't really read yet. And happy, huh? That's called a ruse. They do it when they're content. It's usually after they eat. So they'll like sit in a tree, and when they're comfortable, they'll floof up, and so that's good. That's a good sign. But that's the first time I've ever seen her do that. Also, I just realized that she has not done that since she's came into the center, so she feels a lot better, which is really cool. She's like in such, I can't believe it. I was like incredibly proud of the Broadwing releases because they came in as babies. If I get to the point where I release her, it's probably going to be my proudest release.
So, Tina, for those of you who don't know, I have had her for, 25 days today. This was her. I wish I took a picture of her at the beginning, but I didn't because I thought she was gonna die and it felt kind of fucked up. I even thought about it. But like when she came into the center, she was hit by a car, and then she was on the ground with head trauma from being hit by a car, and when she was on the ground, she was attacked by a dog. She had head trauma from getting hit, and then she had neck trauma for getting attacked by the dog. So when she came into the center, when I saw her for the first time, she was in an ICU cage, and she couldn't hold her head up, and she couldn't like hold her wings up. So she was lying on this towel in the ICU cage with just flat wings on both sides and her head just straight out on the towel. And so I went in there and I was like, oh shit. Like, what happened to this bird? And my boss told me what happened. My boss had told me what happened, and I was like, she looks like shit. And my boss was like, yeah, she does. I think I'm just gonna euthanize her because she's in such bad shape and it looks like she's in a lot of pain. And my thing was like, she was just slightly worse than Bean when Bean came in. So I saw her and I was like, like, I've seen red tails that are almost this bad, not this bad, but like almost this bad. So I was like, I may as well give it a shot. Let's give her some pain meds. I'll tube her. So for that first week when I was tube feeding her, she was kept in this crate because she couldn't move and she couldn't stand up and she couldn't hold her head up. So she was in this crate. Every time I checked the crate, I thought that she was dead. Whenever I looked in there, I thought that she was, because her head was just flat down. Literally looks like it. I mean, if you imagine a dead bird like laying on the ground, like that's what she looked like for nearly a week. But then after 3 days of tubing her, I woke up in the morning and went into her crate, and she was sitting more like a chicken would nest, and she tucked her head like she normally would tuck her head, or like a bird would tuck their head. So she had her head tucked behind her wing. That's how they sleep. And I was like, that's a really good sign, because that means that her neck is feeling better, because before it was just too sore to do anything. So that was my first really good sign of hope for her, but I still thought that she was gonna die. I was hesitant to bring her on stream in the first place because I thought that she was gonna die. So yeah, but that was a good sign. You guys saw her on Matt's stream and on my stream when I was tubing her. She looked like shit. Anyway, here's a picture of her from the first day I put her in the bathroom. Look how terrible she looks. She looks so scruffy. But I found her perching. I would bring her to work on Tuesdays and Thursdays. She would perch. I'd be really excited if she perched all day instead of laying down when I was at work. And she started doing that really well. Then I moved her into, she also started eating off the glove instead of me having to force feed her. So she started eating solid foods, and I switched her fully to solids over 48 hours. So she was taking from my hand, just in little bits. She still wasn't capable of shredding. Oh, nice. Then I moved her out into a bigger enclosure while I was at work so she could get more exercise, and she really surprised me because she jumped up there on her own. I thought that I was gonna have to fly her on a creance, but she ended up just like coming back on her own accord. And I started training her to fly on a creance, but she was flying so well that I was like, I don't think that I need to do this. This is the first day I put her jesses on. She was very confused by them. She just like looked at them. That's when I put her in the inside enclosure. This is when I decided that I didn't need to fly her on creance because I tested her out in our big flight enclosure, and she was flying, like her flight was nuts, like so much better than I expected, so much faster than I expected. So the following day, actually it was the same day, I decided to do live prey for the first time because I figured if she could fly like that and she could take live prey, then she was ready to go. This is her taking live prey for the first time with me. Easy. And then I was like, okay, she's ready to go. She can take live prey. She's flying. That's when you know they're releasable. I fed her up, weighed her. She came in at about 1,200 grams. She's leaving at 1,350 grams. Her keel is at almost a 4. So she's pretty much like ideal for releasing. So let's release her. You're gonna fall down. The wind just started picking up. I think that that's her whole story. Right? Am I missing anything? Nope. Finally, yeah, there's your stall. Also, interesting note, she is by far the largest bird I've ever worked with. By far. She's huge. I mean, look at this wingspan. I should have measured it at some point, but she's huge. Like, big bird, huh? Female red tails on the large end, or the highest end, are 1,460 grams, and the most she's weighed with me is 1,450. So she's as big as it gets. She's ready to go. I think this should work. We'll see what she does. I don't know. Okay, everybody say bye to Tina. 25 days, so much shorter than I expected. Yay! I can take you over there. Hold on. I see where she went. Did you get to see that whole flight? Ah! Jeez. I'm crying. Did you see how nutty that flight was, though? She's a remarkably good flyer, even for a red tail. Jeez. I think that's part of why she didn't have to be flown on a creance. Like, when I put her out for it the first time, and she was like, I think she's just she's an exceptionally good flyer. And part of it is probably her age. She has a ton of experience. I really do think that she's on the older side. Like, she could be 10, like 10 years old. But yeah, Bean never had that even of a flight. He just, I don't know. Okay, well, chat, there she goes. Who would have thought? Not me. I gotta start being more optimistic. I didn't even want to show her on stream because I was like, people are gonna be sad because she literally is dead right now. But I'm glad that I did. My tripod didn't make it. Damn.